If you don't think Jackson is good, you're cooked. If you don't think Mudryk is good, you're cooked. If you don't rate Palmer by now, you're cooked. If you don't think Caicedo has been good for Chelsea, you're cooked. What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to League M for the match review. Chelsea 3, Newcastle 2, in a game where both teams looked very much like average size for most spells of the game. There were a lot of individual bozo moments from both teams, but the goals were just so good from both teams. Chelsea win in the end, taking them from 11th to 11th. But 3 points, just 3 points away from top 8. And it feels good. It feels good to have won this game. We really needed that. It was a game of two halves. The first half we were pretty much poor. Even having scored the goal, we sort of just sat back and allowed Newcastle to have the ball and just allowed them into the game. The second half performance was much better, which comes as a bit of a surprise this season, because for most parts of the season our second half performances were always not up to par. It didn't take too long for us to get our first goal, with Palmer attempting a shot and Jackson flicking it into the goal, which was good from him, by the way, because I think that Palmer shot would have went wide. So it's good that he was in that position to just guide it into the net. Now, I don't know why we always do this. After we score our goals, we always tend to sit back and just play for the counter. We should always try to apply a bit of pressure where we can and just squeeze our opponents into making those mistakes so that we can get the second goal, and then maybe we can consider relaxing. I think it's a very dangerous approach that we always, especially when we take the lead, we just allow teams to have the ball and try to do something with it, absorb their pressure, when we ourselves can apply some pressure. And that was what happened for Newcastle to get the equalizer, is that we just sat back, allowed them to have the ball, and they just got comfortable and grew in belief. And soon enough, we just allowed them back into the game, being architects of our own downfall, making the mistake that caused us to concede. Malo Gusto, showing his inexperience in that moment, where I think if we are under pressure, it's not always a crime to just boot the ball out under pressure. You try to control it, he tried to play out by, he did keepy uppies, lost the ball, we were scurrying to get it back, Newcastle left onto it, and Isak scores, wonderful finish. And we had a couple of good chances after that as well. Jackson had a goal denied for offside, he was clearly off. That was very unfortunate. I think if he had just held his run a bit, he'd have still had the beating of, who was it? Fabian Schär. Was it Fabian Schär? Yeah, it was Fabian Schär. In a foot race, to finish off that goal. We had a good chance to get into the lead before halftime. After a well-worked move, Sterling just shot it straight at Martin Dubravka. I think if he had just went one side, it would have been a goal. And the second half, both teams were looking to make things happen. There were a couple of moments from each side where it looked like, they could do something, especially from our side as well. I think in the second half, we had more of the great chances. We eventually took the lead again through Cole Palmer, and what a goal that was. From outside the box, at the near post, just rifled it in, saw the space, just put it in the back of the net. That was a great goal. I think my only critique of Cole Palmer in that game was sometimes he tends to be over elaborate. too clever. There are moments in the game where he can just look to hit it first time, hit it with power and precision, but he tends to do too much. But he had a good game. And had a couple of goal contributions. At the end of the day, I cannot complain. And in mere moments later, could have killed the game off. I had a great chance from a counter again. Sterling, honestly, don't know anymore. As much as I don't like putting another black man down, this time, no. I understand, because I play the game myself, I understand in that moment. It's all you understand. Finish it, you put it in the back of the net, everyone is going to sing your praises. And that's why you have to make sure. Sterling had so much time, he had too much time actually, to just make a decision. And he took his time, took too many touches. Defenders managed to recover and get in the way of the goal to block the shot. Whereas I think if he had been more decisive, either just letting Palmer through for the tap in, or don't wait too long for the keeper to come out, so you have to round him. Now, when you round the keeper, the defenders are there. Just put it past the keeper when he's still running, when he's still trying to sort himself out or trying to make himself big. He should have done better. He needs to do better. After that goal and that chance, Newcastle were very rattled. And that, in my opinion, was an opportunity to apply the pressure, like I said, and just try to squeeze them a bit and try to manufacture something, try to goad them into making a mistake so that we can latch on it ourselves and create problems for them. But it was very evident that we were set up to play on the counter, and that's how we got our third goal. Jackson beating a man, carrying the ball all the way to the edge of the box, cutting it back for Conor Gallagher, and Mudryk just took over, beat a defender, beat the keeper, and just put it in the net. That was a wonderful goal, and happy for him. I just know Poch is going to bench him on Sunday. He had better not do that. If Poch benches Mudryk on Sunday, we're going to have problems. After that goal, it was just time to keep hold of the ball and kill off the game, squeeze every semblance of life out of it. And we managed to do that for a certain amount of time. Newcastle were not really threatening after the third goal. We had most of the ball, and after just a long spell of nothing from Newcastle, they get their lifeline out of nothing. In that moment, we were again the architects of our own downfall. Marco Correa trying to pinch the ball, and Jacob Murphy just sort of gave him the runaround, had acres of space, just rifled it at near post in the top corner. That was just, what a goal that was. Can't complain, honestly. No one stopped that. But I think, it could have been prevented. The game ended 3-2, and overall just half and half. Second half was better than the first half in terms of the attacking performance. Cole Palmer had a good game. Malo Gusto was massive. Jackson had a good game. That game really showcased his particular skill set, his ball carrying, his link-up play. That is actually what, in my opinion, makes him a threat. If he can just polish his finishing, then we have a weapon in our hands there. Sterling, not his best game. Now, we're excluding the missed chances and the missed opportunities. Overall, his performance was just not up to par from what we've seen that he can do. Enzo, sort of half and half. Defensively, I think his game was good, and he was actually the reason we managed to beat Newcastle's press most of the time. So I'd say half and half. His passing was off, but half and half. And the rest were just okay. Looking forward to the Leicester game. Should definitely look to win that one. It is a cup game, it's a one-off game. Some players are going to be missing due to suspensions, but I think we still have enough to go through to the semi-finals. But anyways, there'll be more of that in the match preview coming up later on this week. This is it for this video. I'd like to hear your thoughts on the game and who were your standout players. Don't forget, if you're new, please like, share and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next one. Keep it in.